Hey everyone, it's tax season in 2026, and if you just got a phone call from an IRS agent who sounds exactly like a real person or a text about a pending refund, do not engage. We are seeing a massive shift this year in how scammers are coming after your money. Last year alone, financial losses from internet crimes hit over $16 billion, a 33% increase from the year before. This year, professional criminals have leveled up with AI tools that make their lies look and sound perfect. Today, we are breaking down the biggest tax scams of 2026. We will look at how artificial intelligence is changing the game and what you can do to keep your data and your bank account safe. Let's start with the most common threat, phishing and smishing. In the past, you can usually spot a scam email or text message because of bad grammar or weird formatting. But in 2026, scammers are using generative AI to write perfect authoritative messages that look exactly like they came from the IRS or a big tax software company. The newest trick is the account on hold text. It tells you that there is unusual activity on your tax account and gives you a link for more information. This creates a sense of panic. If you click that link, it'll take you to a clone site that looks exactly like the real IRS.gov. Once you enter your social security number or your bank details for verification, they have everything they need to steal your identity and your refund. But the most alarming development this year is how scammers are using AI voice generators. These criminals are using high-end software to create synthetic human voices that sound incredibly natural. These aren't the robotic voices of the past. They'll include natural pauses, ums, and realistic shift in tones. Scammers are using these AI voices to launch massive robocall campaigns, leaving threatening voicemails for thousands of people at once. They use what we call weaponized urgency, making it sound like a real IRS agent is warning you that a federal arrest warrant will be issued in 2 hours unless you pay a back tax debt immediately. Because the voice sounds so human, it bypasses our natural suspicion, inducing a state of panic that leads people to send money via untraceable methods immediately. Another huge trend we're seeing in 2026 is the tax misinformation on TikTok and Instagram. Self-proclaimed tax gurus are going viral by promising secret credits that the IRS supposedly do not want you to know about. A common one right now involves the misuse of the Form 7202. These influencers claim gig workers can get a self-employment tax credit of up to $32,000 for the pandemic period. The reality is, this pandemic-era credit has long since expired. These influencers are instructing victims to falsify their tax return by claiming tax credit based on an income earned as a regular employee rather than a self-employed individual just to inflate their refund. If you follow this bad advice and file a fraudulent claim, the IRS will hold you legally responsible for the taxes owed, plus severe frivolous return penalties. We also need to talk about ghost preparers. The IRS defines a ghost preparer as someone who prepares a tax return for a fee, but refuses to sign the return or provide an IRS preparer tax identification number, also known as PTIN. They're called ghosts because they remain invisible on your official documents. They might print the return and ask you to sign it and mail it in yourself, or they might even use their own software but refuse to include their digital signature. These scammers profit by charging fees based on a percentage of your total refund. This gives them a massive incentive to invent fake deductions or credits to boost the number as high as possible. We saw a perfect example of this recently in Alabama. A woman named Tanisha Spencer was sentenced to prison after admitting to filing false tax returns. She was operating as a ghost preparer, meaning she didn't sign the returns she was being paid to file. Spencer used fake sick and family leave credits to drastically inflate the refunds of her clients. While she walked away with the fees, the IRS eventually caught on. Now Spencer is facing prison time and is ordered to pay over $230,000 in restitution. This time the scammer was caught. Typically, by the time the IRS audits these returns, the ghost preparer is long gone, and you are the one left on the hook for the full amount plus interest and penalties. So how do you protect yourself in this high-tech landscape? First, get an identity protection PIN from the IRS. This is a 6-digit number that prevents someone else from filing a tax return using your social security number. even if a scammer has all your personal information from a data breach. They cannot submit a return electronically without this PIN. Second, create an official individual online account directly at the IRS.gov. This is the only place you should go and check your status or view your records. If you get a suspicious letter or email, you can log in to your official account to see if there's any actual notice waiting for you. Remember the mail first rule. The IRS initiates all contacts via the US Postal Service. They will never demand payment over the phone using gift cards, cryptocurrency, or wire transfers. If you get a high-pressure call, even if it sounds like a real person, hang up. Go to the official IRS website and call the verified support number yourself. Protect yourself this tax season by slowing down. Scammers want you to panic so you don't notice any of the red flags. By using your IP PIN and verifying everything through the official channels, you are building a behavioral firewall that can stop even the most sophisticated AI scammer. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.